Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today, we're going to delve into an area that we don't often delve into. We've got the trio of Dolly Parton, Emmylou Harris, and Linda Ronstadt, absolute angels singing, who were great friends, still are. And right from the late 70s, for like the next 30 years, they kept trying to record together. They only managed 2 albums, which is a real shame. I often wonder what it would have been like if they had all, just for a little while, maybe put their own careers on hold, maybe in the 80s when all 3 of them were a little bit on the downswing, and just started cranking out albums, because they're all great here. I've got the first album right here from 1986, and it is killer. It's just got beautiful 3-part harmonies all the way through. This song actually is going to be after the Goldrush, which came out on their second trio album, which I think was like 97, 98, 99, somewhere in there. After the Goldrush, of course, was on Neil Young's After the Goldrush album from 1970. Many fans consider this his very best album. Now, that's to say maybe without Crazy Horse, or that's not a rock album, because it's not necessarily a rock album. It kind of is. But it's more acoustic based, and it is a spectacular record. This is probably my favorite Neil Young album, and I've got darn near all of them, at least up to the year 2000. I also love Zuma, but everybody knows this is Nowhere and Rust Never Sleeps. But anyway, After the Goldrush had a little drug reference to it that the trio took out because they're not those kind of women, or let's put it this way, not in terms of the record label and the record buying public. But it's a great song. They are amazing singers, and there's a video. And apparently the video just went up a little while ago on Linda Ronstadt's channel, which was surprising because it's nearly 30 years old. But I just thought it would be great to take a look. Adrian, what do you think about all this?
Well, it's going to be interesting to hear it. I mean, After the Goldrush is one of my favorite Neil Young albums, too. I'd have to, I'm not sure which one is my favorite. I'd have to say either Everyone Knows This Is Nowhere or maybe Rust Never Sleeps or something like that.
Both excellent records. I mean, all 3 of them, And I also really love Zuma. I like to talk that one up. That one's from 75. Let's go ahead and check this out and see if you can spot the cleaned up line.
I dreamed I saw the knights in armor coming, saying something about a queen. There were peasants singing and drummers drumming, and the archers split the tree. There was a fanfare blowing to the sun, there was floating on the breeze. Look at Mother Nature on the run in the 20th century. Look at Mother Nature on the run in the 20th century. I was lying in a burned out basement with the full moon in my eyes. I was hoping for replacement when the sun burst through the sky. There was a band playing in my head, and I felt like I could cry. I was thinking about what a friend had said. I was hoping it was a lie. Thinking about what a friend had said, I was hoping it was a lie. saw the silver spaceships flying in the yellow haze of the sun. There were children crying and colors flying all around the chosen ones. All in a dream, all in a dream. The loading had begun. Flying Mother Nature's silver sea to a new home in the sun. Flying Mother Nature's silver sea to a new home.
I like how they left it unresolved at the end. You know, that chord at the end. It kind of left you a little uncomfortable as a listener because it didn't go back to the beginning, you know.
Yeah.
It's a nice, I think that Neil might have done the exact same thing in his version.
I like the glass bowls thing that the guy is playing. It sounds like that's what it is.
It's called a glass harmonica. And yeah, it goes around and around and you have to wet your fingers in order to get that sound. It's just like what people used to do with wine glasses. You know, they'd wet their finger a bit and do that, and you'd get a tone, a nice tone. Same thing that Pink Floyd did. Remember, they were going to do the Household Objects album after Dark Side, and it fizzled out. So they used it instead at the beginning of Shine On You Crazy Diamond.
Oh.
Yeah, you can hear exactly that sound at the beginning of Shine On.
Harmonies on here are beautiful, and it was a great idea to do the song with 3 voices instead of 1.
Yeah, they had, because Linda's career is now over due to illness. Unfortunately, I think she's got Parkinson's disease, and so it makes it impossible for her to sing, at least anywhere near the level she would like. That's a tragedy, but she gave us so much good music, and they sounded so amazing together. This has got to be one of my favorite recordings of any 3 vocalists out there. I mean, it's way up there. They could have been something absolutely huge just by themselves as a trio. You know, they could have made a dozen albums and they all would have been classics. I often wonder about that, and I wonder if they do too sometimes, but what they did put out was great. We can be thankful for that. I think this kind of thing can slip under the cracks, you know, sometimes with modern listeners, because this is already a long time ago, you know, that this music came out. And it was great, but it wasn't necessarily the attention grabber that a lot of things are that people reach for these days, you know, but I think it's worth hearing.
Yeah, I just think overall, great performance of this song, and it's unique and special.
Yeah. And by the way, Linda Ronstadt did sing on a number of Neil Young records in the 70s, including Heart of Gold. And she also did Love is a Rose, which is a Neil Young song. And that became a hit, I think. And Emmylou Harris also showed up on a number of Neil Young recordings, like Star of Bethlehem, I know she was on. So they were friends with Neil, friends with Dolly, too, in a big way. They just all hit it off. They had the chemistry. It was a perfect situation for the 3 of them to work together. So I'm glad they did.
Yeah, it's good to have a couple of records where I don't know why they're doing that anyway. It'd be nice to have more, but we've got a couple. So
I'm happy to have what we have. Yeah, absolutely. All right, folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this? If this brought back any memories, if you ever heard this before, if you knew about the trio. Were you a fan of any of these 3 artists, these 3 amazing artists? Let us know in the comments below. If you ever saw them. I saw Emmylou in 1991, I think, at a Berkeley theater. You know, one of those theaters right across the street, Performance Hall from Berkeley. And it was amazing. It was so good. It was just before the At the Ryman live disc. But it was a totally different set of songs. Like they decided to retool after that. So I'm really happy that happened. Kind of unique. Never saw Dolly, never saw Linda. Really wish I had. I guess there's still time to see Dolly. So we'll see. Anyway, give your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks so much for joining us today. We will catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.
see you later.